What's going on, everyone? So you guys know why I'm making this video. You can kind of get the point. Yes, PlayStation fanboy nonsense. But this one's very interesting because we have two topics to talk about. One, about someone doing inaccurate, out-of-date driver comparisons with the PS5 Pro on PC. And then another one where, you've heard of him before, D-Batch seriously believes that PSSR is the reason why FSR4 exists. And I don't know what to tell y'all, but whether PSSR existed or not, FSR4 was happening, and it had nothing to do with Sony whatsoever. Sure, they helped with hardware models, but we'll get into that in a second. First, we're going to get to visual fidelity here. And there's a comment that I ran into that made me look into this because I've seen this before, but I didn't take it serious because I know how disingenuous these people are, and they can be very annoying because it's like, bro, if you're intelligent enough, you would never compare an RTX 4080 to a PS5 Pro. We've already done the math for this. We already know what this means. You know what I mean? And here they go again. They're jumping way out of their league, which they should be trying to compare to a 4060 Ti. It still is not going to beat. But yet they want to jump not past just a 4070, but past the 4070 Ti to the 4080. How do we do this, guys? Why are we still trying to play this game? It's unbelievable. So like, comment, subscribe, get ready. So here we go. So he says the DLSS performance is 49, 65, and 87, right? For Assassin's Creed, right? And he says the price of the 4080 is $1,200, right? Think about this, guys. Then he says the PS5 Pro for $699, and this is for Assassin's Creed Shadows, he literally thinks it's doing native 4K 60 with ray tracing on. Let's just stop right here, even if nothing else was said in this thread. For him to think that the PS5 Pro is going to play Assassin's Creed at 4K 60 and it's not upscaled, right? With any type of AI systems on it, with ray tracing, GI is crazy. Yeah, you see the look on my face, right? Even as I'm talking, I'm not changing the look on my face. Unbelievably stupid. Guys, and this is my expression right here, arms out. What the? Are you ready so we could go deeper into this? Let me show you how ridiculous this guy is. And this is what I mean. They're like all levels of slow. And you shouldn't have that picture of Ryu Hayabusa. The driver that he's using from PC, right? If you can even trust his settings, is 566.34, right? Now let's go back to the comment that I seen. This is the guy that I ran into. Just random stuff pops up. He said, tries to downplay and shit on PC version of Assassin's Creed Shadows, which we know it's not fully optimized. Uses a 3-month-old driver. Are we ready for this? 566.34, right? And we knew the official drivers were out. I got them, by the way. They're actually not too bad. They fixed a lot of that other bullshit. December 5th, 2024. Bro's almost 4 months behind on drivers on purpose. He did this to make the PS5 Pro look better. Like, why do this when everybody knows that you can't compare a 4080 to a goddamn PS5 Pro? That the damn card itself costs almost twice the price of the damn console. In his mind, on top, now, guys, not only this, now is he using almost 4-month-old drivers, but he's comparing an unoptimized bad PC port to the PS5 Pro version, which was fully dedicated and optimized for. Do we see all these, like, just illusions that he's trying to hit you with, or just deception? And he knows this. The PC port, if it was fully optimized, we know if you compare it fully optimized to fully optimized, and it has a 4080 in there, and a CPU to be able to run that, along with 32 to 64 gigabytes of RAM, with DLSS on, and frames, dude, you're getting over 100 frames. Like, you know what I mean? And your console is not playing at 4K 60. Why are we still believing this nonsense? You're playing at something like 1080p upscaled. You see what I'm saying? Well, that 4080 will run that shit at native on settings that you could never dream of that could not exist on the consoles. Come on, all those sliders and settings, it'll be there, all be maxed out. And that's going to look significantly better. This is what I mean. It's like, do you understand the power of a 4080 compared to the PS5 Pro GPU? Just by itself. The Assassin's Creed Shadows PC port is not optimized. Now, if you put some mods on there and put on frame gen and DLSS, it's still going to smoke it. That's the funny part is that we could still go with some mods and though Ubisoft has some patches on the way, but you kind of get what I mean. Of course, they're not going to prioritize that because they saw that it wasn't where it's going to sell the most. And most people are going to use Ubisoft Plus, and they're going to spike their numbers to use Ubisoft Plus and family accounts. You think they sold 2 million like they just announced that today? Even 1 million? No, those are players that are accounted for that are just logging on to Ubisoft Plus and just hitting the play button. Then they count that as a player. Sales? The game failed. Like commercially, it's not doing what you want it to do. They said when they said Monster Hunter Wilds in 3 days, 8 million sold, not players. 'Cause there's no way to do that, right? Ubisoft Plus people are using on Xbox to play it. Ubisoft Plus people are using on PlayStation to play it. Ubisoft Plus people are using on PC to play it. And then whatever sold on PlayStation, what sold the most for Assassin's Creed, I'm pretty sure. And then Xbox and PC. Then you add that all up, and they say 2 million players. But I'm telling you, it probably barely sold 1 million at this point if they got to that. It's not going to help Ubisoft. They're in trouble. That's just $70 million. Do you know how much money they actually need? They needed this game to bring in 200 to 300 million in the first week and a half or two. Not doing that. So that's my thing on that. And like I said, I liked Ubisoft for a very long time. I'm really annoyed that they're in that situation and that Tencent is just not going to back down. So you're going to have to find another way. They're going to have to sell some of their IPs. But let's continue now. We ready to go on to the next person? You guys kind of got the point here, right? You said PS5 Pro is doing 4K 60. You should clarify to your followers it's 4K upscaled and the resolution is upscaling. hmm Other unstable game on PC with stuttering due to an unstable frame rate. I think they can only selling my 4070 Ti and 7600 in PS5 and just play on the PS5 Pro. Oh boy, he really thinks that would be the best. Are we going to pretend that the PS5 uses PC Ultra presets? This type of thing I'm talking about, like it's doing all that and it'll be running it better. Here we go again, exactly. Comparing the PS5 Pro to a 4070 is dumb enough. Now we got this dude comparing it to a 4080. What a clown. That's what I said. So yeah, you guys get it. Now let's go to D-Batch over here. All right, so we knew what Jack said, right? He says, actually, let's read this first. FSR4 is here. We listened and built it for you. After countless hours of innovation and collaboration, including our exciting co-development with Sony Interactive Entertainment on the models used for the FSR4 upscaler. The FSR4 and the upscaling is AMD's department. Whether Sony exists or not, they're going to continue to do that. They just provided models so that they can benefit themselves on PlayStation. We're proud to collaborate with PlayStation on Project Amethyst, right? So we know that they provided some hardware models to benefit themselves. Sony did. LMAO, here comes D-Batch. AMD once again confirmed that Sony helped with the FSR4 models for AMD. Okay, at least he realized that, right? Now watch this. Brain dead Xbox Super Shield say PSSR is dead. PSSR birth FSR4. That's what you should have never typed. Why did you do that, man? Guys. Oh man, he really believes. You see, when you're such a fanboy, you start integrating fanboy fantasies. Just like this guy says, the reason why you're getting the FSR4 is because Sony is pushing the boundaries of AI upscaling, and FSR4 is because of PSSR. And now he's saying PSSR birth FSR4. Unbelievable stupidity here. Deal with it. Now that hard work is going back to the PS5 Pro. LOL, facts. Don't care about your feelings. I don't care about yours either because there's no feelings about this. This is all, intellect and cerebral, and you're obviously in the cerebellum in the lower spectrum in this context, though. And this is what this guy said. This is how I found it because I ran this comment. Get the F out of here, bro. You are reaching so hard. The only way Sony was involved with this was to see how this can be implemented to run on the PS5 Pro. Ding, 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 ding. He was right. You can bet your boots that Sony had nothing to do with the designing FSR4. Like I said, the way they designed it and coded it and put it together, that's all AMD. Mark Sony even admitted when he was even doing PSSR, it was the toughest job he ever did, and that's a lightweight system that they're using a feat out of AMD's fully integrated system. And when he walked into that AMD department and seeing what they did with AI upscaling on the cloud, AI upscaling on the consoles and the graphics card, and how they did it with so many different facets, he had no idea what the hell was going on. So you really think that Sony helped design FSR4 when he didn't even know how the hell or what the hell to do with PSSR, and that failed, and he needed help, and he went to them. How the hell is he going to design something superior that's fully integrated on the PC? They don't do PC, they do consoles, and AMD makes the console parts. God damn, bro, use your intelligence, right? You're being an idiot. You keep batting for this for Team Blue. Look at what he says. You have the IQ of a hamster. See, this is why you have to slam ignorant morons like D-Batch. He's an ignorant idiot. He seriously thinks that PSSR birthed FSR4. When really PSSR had nothing to do with FSR4. Because when you were designing PSSR for PlayStation 5 with AMD to use their backward feats of RDNA 3, RDNA 4 didn't exist. Project Amethyst was something that you were working on to get in the way as they were designing FSR4 for 9070 XT and the 9070, which has nothing to do with PlayStation. They were doing that way off in the side, away from that. You took a feud from the RDNA 3 architecture. That's why it's called a feat, because PlayStation 5 Pro is RDNA 2. PS5 original was not even RDNA 2. Microsoft had full RDNA 2. So you were trying to get FSR 3 feats for PSSR, which you just scrapped, and now you're trying to jump to the FSR 4. You couldn't had no idea about this when you were making a PS5 Pro. So what the hell does that have to do with FSR 4? Nothing. It may have said, okay, we've seen by just testing this, we could probably do some things here to FSR4, but you trying to make it seem like who leads Sony's architecture, Mark Cerny, had something to do with FSR4 being way better. You are out of your mind. That's AMD. You need to learn how to give credit the right way instead of fanboy fantasizing and projecting things that are not real. They just provided the models. They're a hardware manufacturing company. Let's be real over here. Man, bro, when y'all just fanboy, y'all make yourselves look stupid, man. It's like, yeah, he says these type of things, right? He says, D, which Xbox took your girl and sent her back with the hotel bill and baby? You're capping for all PlayStations like Justin Tridue, or whoever the hell that is, did carbon tax with the mixed socks. Side note, FSR4 being good as it is, I hope the 7090 XTX can get it running. Great to see AMD compete on the tech. You see? Because PSSR sucked. What does that mean for FSR3, Alan Marcus? PSSR is way better than that. No, it's not. Birth is crazy. Yeah. hmm So make instead of helping with that, maybe they should just make games. Now, the interesting thing is you love making up narratives. Nobody's arguing if Sony helped with the AI models and the collab with AMD. But we are telling you to stop the BS saying PSSR is why FSR4 is here. That's complete BS. PSSR and FSR4 are being trained with the same AI model. One just released prematurely. There you go. So, this is why we have to do this here, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this. Once again, PlayStation 5 fanboys, get it out of line. Ponies, sit down. Learn from a professional over here how things actually work. Peace out, y'all.